What's going on, guys? Coach Chris here with Forge Through Faith, and today we're going to be going over a simple movement, the kettlebell swing, okay? So I'm going to touch on American and Russian kettlebell swings, also how you would approach them. They don't really show up in competition, but if they were to show up in competition versus how you would approach the movements in training, okay? So for a kettlebell swing, guys, you want to step so that the horns or the handle of the kettlebell kind of splits your feet. A major mistake I see with the kettlebell swing is a lot of people do it as a squat motion as opposed to a hinge motion. Okay, what's the difference? Squat motion is where your hips travel up and down. Hinge is where your hips travel forward and back. Okay, so squat, obviously think back squat, front squat, air squat. Hinge, think deadlift, power clean, kettlebell swing. Okay, so you'll pick the kettlebell up, hips will track back. Nice flat back, then I drive my hips forward, squeeze my butt, and let the bell swing, okay? So, American swing, obviously, guys, bell goes overhead. Russian swing is eye level, okay? When you're doing this in training, guys, we'll start with the American swing. Really focus on weight goes back into your hips, drives forward, and you let that bell swing up and around to keep a nice smooth motion, okay? If it was competition, you want to shorten that rep, I would still do it as a hinge, okay? But I would keep the bell tight. So notice that using my arms to go up and down, which shortens the cycle time as opposed to looping the motion around. Again, depends on what your purpose is. If you were using the kettlebell swing in a workout to build posterior muscle endurance or a heavy kettlebell to build strength, allow that looping motion because that's really how the motion should be done. But if you're looking to go faster, you could, again, I would still hinge, but as you squeeze, much like you would in a regular snatch, pull your arms up, punch, come back down, okay? Now for the Russian swing, again, that's halfway up, okay? If it's competition, I would keep my arms nice and loose, okay? But for training, what a lot of people don't do is they don't use their lats to pull the bell back down. So really what you should do is as you drive, I'll get tight and pull the bell back down, okay? So the cycle speed on that movement is really fast, okay? So if you're doing that movement correctly in training, you'll get some lat development with that Russian swing. Plus that'll really help send that heart rate up and get a really good conditioning response. As, like I said, because that cycle speed becomes so fast, okay? So guys, when you get onto these kettlebells, really focus on making that a hinge motion and then focus on what is the purpose of what I'm doing and tense and use the right muscles appropriately.